Bingo. We have another fraud case. This one's in Louisiana. Okay, so shameful. But anyway, this was reported on by the Office of Inspector General on July 5th, 2023. I'll put the link below. So this is Eunice, Louisiana. A individual by the name of Scotty Paul Fornerat, 50 years old. He pled guilty and he was sentenced for doing the following. Well, the overall picture is theft of funds from the Social Security Administration. They go on to say that what happened was another individual who happened to be Mr. Fornerat's aunt was collecting SSI. And then they were doing a redetermination proceeding, which they tend to do to make sure you're still financially and otherwise eligible for SSI. That was in October of 2017. She failed to appear, and so her benefits were suspended due to this failure of her to appear, to cooperate with the redetermination. However, the SSA continued to investigate, and then that she had actually died like 5 years prior, and they were not made aware of her death. So again, we talked about this before. A lot of times, like a funeral parlor will report its customers, the passed on customer, to the SSA, but that's not necessarily always the case. They, through the SSA's investigation, they found out that a couple days after she passed, someone had changed the bank account associated with her account so that the payments could route to a different bank and the payments could be accessible by debit card. The defendant, Mr. Fornerat, he did admit to using the debit cards to access the SSI funds for his own personal use by making both purchases with the debit cards and ATM withdrawals at various locations in Louisiana. He obviously admitted that he had not applied for the program, that the funds were not his, and he knew that the funds were not meant for him, blah, 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 and he used them anyway. So he pled guilty to 2 counts of theft of government money in March of 2023. And his sentence was, where is it? Wait for it. Oh yeah, okay. 2 37-month, so that's a month over 3 years, terms of imprisonment. I don't know why 37 months of imprisonment, which would run concurrently. And just so you know, concurrently means it's not 37 months and then another 37 months to finish it off. They're running at the same time. It's kind of like cutting someone a big break. Followed by 2 3-year terms of supervised release. And again, those are running concurrently either. So it's not going to be 6 years, 3 and 3 for each of the crimes. They're running at the same time. It's a break. Obviously, it saves funds for the supervision, if they only doing it for 3 years. He also has to pay restitution to the SSA of nearly $50,000. I wonder if they're going to see that. It's possible if he has a restitution debt to the SSA, it's feasible that when he comes of age to collect retirement, assuming he's insured for Social Security retirement, having worked earlier in his life, if not later in his life, they can garnish directly his retirement benefit to cover this federal debt. Whether they're going to do that or whether he will have it paid off in advance, I don't know. But anyway, that's just another example of people they see that money come into the account. The SSA keeps sending it because they don't know the person is deceased. And some people can't resist getting their hands on it. And it always floors me that they don't realize that this is gonna catch up to them, and it's huge. It took 5 years for the SSA to realize that she had passed. They had stopped her benefits at the redetermination 5 years after she passed, but that's 5 years of benefits. So that's what probably led up to the nearly $50,000 of restitution the guy's got to pay back. Okay, that's it. Louisiana fraud. pled guilty, convicted, and sentenced. All in the last 2 days. Well, at least the sentencing was the last 2 days. All right. Ciao, people.